Okay, run up checklist. Parking brake set. Doors and windows locked and secured.
Likewise.
Fuel selectors on both. Primer locked. Secure. Rich. Oil temperature is in the green. Throttle. Okay. Brakes are set. Area is clear. Throttle is coming up to 100. Mags, 2 clicks left. Back, about a drop of 50. 1 click left. Similar, back. Okay, and alternator. Both low voltage light is on and a little movement of the needle. Oil pressure remains in the green. Oil temperature is coming off the case in the green. Fuel full on both. Vacuum pressure is right in the middle of the green, close to 5. Carb heat on. Top at RPM of about 100. Throttle to idle. Idling. Big carb heat. Hold and throttle up to 100. Parking brake release. Okay, so 1 notch of flaps. There's rich, carb heat cold, then is on both. Them set. Oil temperature still slightly off the case. Oil pressures, fuel gauges are full fuel tanks. Section of low RPM is a little on the low side, but it was fine before. Airspeed 0. Attitude meter is about
level
for the bank.
Oh yeah, we're slightly bent. We're slightly banked in this place.
I didn't change altimeter. I'm going to check more time for the.
Potomac Airfield, automated advisory, wind variable from 320 through 020 at 8P12, caution crosswind, altimeter 3010, for runway, pilot's discretion.
Okay, and so altimeter is set at 3010 and is within 5 feet of elevation.
Right.
Our vertical speed meter is close to 0, so our baseline will be just ever so slightly. Climb. T set at 0, it will be. That process is fast. And turn indicators indicate no turn, and the ball is slightly to the left with the net. Magnetic compass is full of fluid with no leak and reading an appropriate heading. Transponder is on out, and the code is 4675. Alternate static. Closed. Working. Belts tight. Doors locked.
Mine's locked as well.
Okay. Flight controls. Once again. Up left, down aileron on the right. Later has full range of motion. Up on the left, down on the up on the right, down on the left. Rudders with full motion. Okay, so we are going to be taking off runway 24 and departing to the south. It's going to be a short field takeoff. We'll rotate at 55 and climb out at VX, which knots, so we clear the obstacles, at which point we'll accelerate to Y of 76. Flaps will come up when we have positive rate of climb. Then we will climb to 1,500 eventually.
So, short field takeoff, ailerons into the wind, slowly release the ailerons. When we get to our rotation speed, we should be ailerons near neutral, and then slight back pressure.
And,
okay.
And so what should happen is once we rotate, as soon as we're off the ground, we'll slightly weather vane into the wind.
Correct.
But I'll leave the ailerons neutral and
let it aileron into the wind, and then just track runway heading out.
Okay.
Okay. So you're maybe on a heading of like 350, but you'll actually be tracking 340.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So if we have any kinds of problems before
you can skip all that. Let's go. Yeah, because it's almost 3. You have the radios today?
The radios. Okay, final looks clear, and I haven't heard anybody talking in the pattern.
Right.
Potomac traffic, Skyhawk 64776, departing runway 24 to the south, Potomac. Final still clear, and runway ahead of us. My ailerons in right. We're reading runway heading 24. Of the compass, brakes are set, throttle coming up. And 4.
Slowly ease out the ailerons. Just nice and slow. Right rudder. Okay. And there you go. Good. 60. Lower the nose if we're below 60. Lower the nose. Lower the nose if we're below 60. Okay. There you go. So you basically got kind of propelled into the wind, probably into the air with a little bit of a wind gust. Okay. Good. Lower the nose.
The wind picks up, I guess, once we get out of the valley. A little bit.
Yeah, it's about 20 knots at 3,000. So you can lower the nose to 76 now. Okay. And keep yourself coordinated with your feet.
Potomac traffic, Skyhawk 64776, turning left crosswind, runway 24, Potomac.
There's your water towers, and there's the big power plant in the south.
We can really see far. 1,000 for 1,300.
And don't forget to keep the ball in the middle. High power setting. Torque and P factor. Left turning tendencies. Potomac, November 64776. Last call departing the pattern to the south. Last call, Potomac.
Safe for
Squawk VFR 420.
Now watch your altitude. Power back. Potomac, 64776 off of VKX.
64776, Potomac transponder observed, altimeter 3011.
301176. we can get a sense of what the wind strength is. You've got an indicated airspeed of 105, and you've got a ground speed of 105. So really, right now, you're not picking up a lot of tailwind. Now, what you probably are picking up is a direct crosswind. So the winds are going to be blowing you this way. So you're in all likelihood crabbing to the right, whether you know it or not, and tracking to the left.
Muscle 1-1, roger.
Sometimes you can actually see it by looking out straight down over the ground, and you can see that your ground track is actually slightly sideways.
Yep. Yeah, a little easier to see that way than looking straight ahead.
Yep. So if you were flying a heading, you would definitely need to crab, in this case, to the right to maintain that heading. And even now, if you're pointing at the power plant,
but I'm headed along the line of the water.
Yeah, if you were to just continue to fly on this heading, you'd wind up probably 5 miles to the east of that power plant by the time you got there. Not too bumpy though. So here comes our visual reference point for the point where we can
cross to the highway.
Climb.
Okay, so the climb for 2,300?
Yeah.
Straight ahead?
Yep, that's fine.
So clear ahead?
Yeah, and just give me a 90 knot climb. And remember to use your feet because of the torque and P factor, right? They coordinated. It's not a bad idea when you're working toward an altitude to look at your altimeter and say, okay, 2,000 for 2,300. Just as a mental reminder that you're
2,300, so you don't lose it and forget.
Right, because you may get distracted for a moment. So then it just makes sure that it's top of mind, so you don't blow through your altitude. Now, knowing the winds as well, when you're planning a emergency approach to land, I mean, you typically want to land into the winds, but you also know that the winds are going to take you a lot further to the east today than they would to the west. So in planning a location to land, you wouldn't want to pick something far west, where you might be able to pick something further east and still be able to get there. Right.
I'm generally headed towards the power plant. Is that cool?
Yeah. Windy as it is, I'm surprised it's hazy. Maybe it's these. Why don't we just do some Dutch rolls, pick an object. Get your feet going. Good. And maybe a steep turn to the right or left. You want to clear the area?
Yep. Right. Clear left, turning left.
wings level on this power plant just for a second. Take a look at something here. We're at 23.
Go look at the ground speed.
Yeah, so winds are supposed to be kind of right behind us right now. We got 106 knots. So it's not showing to be as strong as what was.
Forecast.
Right, exactly. Okay.
Right. To right, turning right.
Okay, we've cleared the area.
Right. Slow down to VA.
Maneuvering speed, good.
I presume with two of us in the plane, it's going to be somewhere between around low 90s.
I usually use 2100 and 95. On the RPM and 95 on the airspeed.
Got it.
Should work just fine. Right.
Okay, so I'm going to start with the steep turn to the left.
Okay. Now let's get to 45 degrees.
Right, turning right. Right.
Okay. Of course, you'll notice that the horizon is cutting through the glare shield at a point. You can just use that as your visual reference, so you don't want to be staring inside. You want to be staring predominantly outside and scanning inside. Okay, good. Good. All right. And I noticed your low point on ground speed was about 70. So, and that was when you turned into the winds. Okay, I have the throttle.
You have the throttle? Okay.
So,
Establish best glide speed.
yep. Yeah, you can take your hand off the throttle. I have it.
You have the throttle. Okay, I'm at 65.
Okay.
Okay, so I have these tilts over here. Although with where the wind's going, I actually think I want to shoot straight ahead.
Thing to the right.
I was looking for right there. Come
Okay.
at it like that.
Pick something and go with it.
So I'm going to work my way that way just a little bit, just come into the wind
Okay.
at it.
And let's
Okay.
see if we can prevent having to do an off-field landing.
Yep. So flow, fuels on both. There's rich, bottle 3/4. Carb heat would be on
Right.
both mags, and primer's locked.
Okay. And engine instruments.
Engine instruments, okay.
Okay.
Well,
All right. Yep.
well,
Okay.
on.
Didn't
What's
start.
on?
Didn't start.
Didn't start. Okay. So I'm looking to see what my field is, and so where it's right by that little lake, the pond there. I think.
Yeah.
I think that is what I would shoot for.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, you might get wet, but you'll survive. Okay. Let me just boost this for a second. All right.
Okay. So to make that,
Next.
how would you strategize to get on?
You have to manage your energy, so you have to use your other tools like forward slip to land, for example. What I would do is I would be turning toward it and then potentially circling. You got another 1,000 feet. Okay, but you also have to run your other checklist.
Okay. So now I'm going to get out the checklist. Circling. Power off landing checklist. So I am at best glide speed. I've selected my landing site. Okay, now I'm going to call stomach approach, mayday, 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 declaring an emergency. I would set to 7700 if I wasn't already with a. So, alright, so we're going to do an off-field landing. So,
now right now you're being blown away from that landing spot, so I would be turning towards it.
Left.
And we've got to wave off at 500. Okay, so let's turn towards the field. Okay, let's get ourselves going towards the field here, get it in front of us. And then we say to ourselves, oh, okay, well, there it is. All right, so now we're going to manage the energy. So we're going to start adding flaps, and we would forward slip down to get ourselves to a point where we could land, which we could do. Okay, let's go ahead and go around.
Okay, so
get rid of the carb heat. And if you had flaps in, you would incrementally release them, and we're going to climb out at 76. So you would have made that. The only thing that I think you were getting fixated on the checklist, and you've got to keep your situational awareness on, well, where's my field, and what are the winds going to do to me? I'd rather be high and have to forward slip than be low and run out of an option to get down. So forward slip in that case, I would drop all my flaps, I would get max drag going, I would maintain 65 my approach speed, and then if I had to, I would forward slip the airplane, which is basically rudder and opposite aileron, and get the side of the aircraft so I get the maximum descent rate. Okay, and forward slip it right down to a point. Now you had to clear those wires, but I mean you could have done that. That was actually, you had kind of plenty of room for that.
alright.
So,
How high you want me to
do you
fly?
remember, about 1,500 feet is good. Do you remember the forward slip procedure?
I do.
Okay, so why don't you show me that? So why don't we do this? Why don't we slow it down, add full flaps. Just incrementally start adding your flaps.
Go below 110, so first notch.
Right.
Go below 85, so. How slow you want me to go?
65 approach speed.
Okay.
Hey, you see that road over there? Make believe that's a runway.
The brown one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cuts through, right? Okay. So now you're full flaps. Okay, you're at 65 knots. Now, if I want to forward slip down to that place, okay, show me a forward slip. So perhaps I would, yeah, you could bank left or right, and then full opposite rudder, full rudder. Okay, now if you need a little bit less bank,
Yes, the wind's blowing that way, so maybe I would have been better.
Alright, who was that calling?
Okay, try the other.
Extremely broken and unreadable.
Okay.
Cessna 6155.
Full rudder.
Alright, so
Full rudder.
6155 kilo.
Plant it to the floor.
Freeway inside altimeter
Okay, and then keep your airspeed. Now, what you're doing is you're aiming for your object. That's your forward slip.
Approach
Okay.
Muscle 11 is with you off Brandywine. Like to
That's
go
it.
direct Andrews.
Okay, so you would use that. Now let's do a go around again. So get rid of the forward slip. Okay. Get rid of one notch of flaps. Work your airspeed up to VY. The positive rate, get rid of the second notch. Now VY will be easier to get to. There you go. And that's sort of a forward slip with a go around. Alright, let's head back to 2 Whiskey 5 and see what the winds are going to do to us on these landings. So you know what to do here, right? On the GPS, you could maintain 1,500 feet. Yeah, just hit direct and enter twice. And we can look for our visual reference point, our dish.
They're right, turning right.
And we want to let Potomac know that we're heading to 2 Whiskey 5.
Potomac, Skyhawk 64776, 2 Whiskey 5 in sight, headed for pattern work.
Sky 64776, roger, keep your transponder code at all times for exchange to advisories approved.
64776, keep the transponder code, change to advisory.
Yep, and you can just say switching 776. Brief is good.
Okay.
Okay, we want to work our way down 1,500 feet, and then when we get inside of that dish area, what we'll do is we'll head down to 1,000. We're set up nicely for a 45 for runway 20. I expect 20 is going to be the right runway at 2 Whiskey 5, but we'll see what the windsock is telling us. Now the other thing about
That's it right there.
Yeah, the other thing about that procedure that we just did, how much easier it would have been to have those emergency steps in memory.
Yeah, a lot easier.
Yeah. That's the last thing you want is, because right now it's simulated, right? What if it were real? You know, the stress factor goes up, right? So you want to be able to fall back to that memory and just verify it later.
So we want to overfly the field at 1,500?
No, we're going to join the 45 and swing around to left downwind for 20.
Okay, so just look at the windsock as we're on the downwind?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I mean, we can pretty well assume it's going to be favoring 20, right? But I may be wrong.
Okay. Maryland traffic, Skyhawk 64776, 4 miles southeast, inbound 45 left downwind, runway 20, Maryland.
And you're actually 6 miles. They probably can't even hear you, but that's okay.
Okay, where's the, it's a different view. Is that the dish right there?
Yeah.
I'm used to coming out a little more that way. So that's 3 miles. So yeah, I can see that that's probably about halfway.
And the dish moves.
Comanche 308.
Dish moves too, so maybe it's pointing in a different direction today.
Got it. Okay, approach checklist, seatbelts tight.
Yep.
All right, carb heat is currently not on because we're above the green arc. Fixture rich. Fuel selector on both. Landing light is now on. Okay, so we said we're going 45 for the left downwind. We'll look at the windsock and presuming winds favor 20, we'll land on 20. Are we going to do touch and goes or do you want to do full stop? And
Let's see how the winds treat us.
okay.
We'll assume it's probably, for the first one, we may want to just do a full stop and see how, you know, and then if we decide, hey, this isn't that bad, we can call a touch and go at that point.
Okay. All right, we're headed. Moving, I guess, because we're moving. So basically 350. Or a little bit less.
So we might have a pretty brisk crosswind at 2 Whiskey 5, we'll see. Or it could be a complete dud, who knows. Having your feet in the game is very, very important, especially on a windy day. It's important all the time, but it really comes into, it's more forgiving on a non-windy day. It's significantly less forgiving on a windy day. All right, I would start down to your pattern altitude. You're within 3 miles of the airport. And I would call 45 at this point.
Okay. Maryland traffic, Skyhawk 64776, entering 45 left downwind, runway 20, Maryland.
Good. Now, keep in mind you're going to have to adjust your pattern because of the winds too. So you're going to have a crosswind on your downwind, blowing you away from the runway, so you might have to deal with that. You're going to get slowed down when you turn base, and then you're going to have a crosswind on final again, in all likelihood. And then because of ground friction, the winds could be very different as we get closer to the ground. But we know in the air, they're kind of coming out of the 280 area.
So where do I want to start? Over those buildings or a little more there?
You really don't know. So I would just start where you normally start, and then just adjust your heading by crabbing to maintain your ground track.
I guess what I'm saying is, if I should my ground track, what's my distance? Probably be like here, or is it too soon?
This is good. You want to be basically about 3/4 up the wing spar on your side. The
so
runway.
Like right now, I should be kind of headed that way, right?
Yeah. Parallel the downwind. Or parallel the runway.
Winchester traffic, Meridian 4427 November, 7 miles to the...
And then just make sure you're not encroaching on the runway, so you don't want to cut your base too short.
Winchester traffic, Skipper, 160 to twin.
What's that? Yeah, look at that. It's direct crosswind.
Slow approach.
Where is it? Hey, where's the windsock?
It's, see the X on the old runway? It's at the end of the old runway.
Alright, so carbeat's already cold. Power to 1500.
And let's not... 64776, left downwind, runway 20 Merlin. Okay, we're going to work our airspeeds just like any other time. Carry.
Maryland traffic, Skyhawk 64776, turning left base, runway 20, Maryland.
Now you may descend more than you used to because your ground speed is going to be significantly slower on this base leg.
Good afternoon, 5 Golf Charlie behind the ramp in about 10 minutes. We'll take 370 gallons negative Jet A. And we're coming in.
My altitude is okay?
Yeah.
4 p.m.
High, low, fast, slow, you look good. Now the other thing you're going to do is you're going to probably fly a little bit closer to the final track before you turn because you know you're going to get blown this way.
370 negative, please.
All right.
Maryland traffic, Skyhawk 64776, turning left final, runway 20, Maryland.
All right. Now, let's see what the airplane's telling us. What I would expect is I would expect something like this with left rudder, and now start to dial in your side slip. Okay, just like this. Okay, bring the power back. Bring the power back, okay. Just fly it down to the runway, just like this. Okay, and you'll do a flare. Okay, not yet. Okay, good. Now ailerons into the wind, and we're not gonna go. We'll just taxi it all the way down. Okay, so that's the side slip all the way down. Ailerons into the wind, using your feet. Okay. How did that seem to you?
Hard.
Yeah. Well, it's unnatural, right? You want everything to be stable and pretty, and it doesn't seem stable and pretty, does it?
No.
So. .776, clear the active, Merlin.
I leave the landing light on.
Yeah, sure.
Right.
Free.
Alright, so now I'm going to taxi back for takeoff on runway 20.
Yep.
Warrington traffic, Sierra 74 Tango Zulu's 8 miles south, straight in on runway 33.
You can assume a direct crosswind, so...
Warrington.
Actually, the winds seem to favor actually the other runway. There's a slight bit of a... The windsock seems to be pointing toward us a little bit.
Enough to matter, should we U-turn here or push the windsock decide?
Let's use the windsock and follow that. So at this taxiway here, you could... Actually, let's get a little closer to the windsock because I don't know that it's mattering significantly. Yeah, let's just go with this.
When you're doing the side slip, are you putting in the aileron and the rudder just kind of all at the same time?
Yeah. Yeah, your feet are controlling you're tracking your center line. So your feet are used for that. Okay. And your ailerons are just dialed in almost statically. Okay. So you're just literally going to land the airplane in a bank.
Warrington traffic, Sierra 74 Tango Zulu, 5 miles south, straight in on the RNAV 33, low approach only, Warrington. Warrington traffic, Cruise 160.
It really is kind of a little back and forth, but mostly just crossways.
West.
Yeah.
1,700 feet.
Now, the other thing that's nice, you were a little late getting stabilized on final. It's nice to get that dialed in further back and get comfortable with it before you get too close to the ground and just fly it down, as opposed to having to dial it in later in the final approach, you know, short final. So you can actually extend your downwind just a little bit, so you have, yeah, exactly, and just control your descent with power.
Okay, abbreviated pre-takeoff checklist. Flaps will be set at 0, mixture rich, carb heat cold. On both, trim, takeoff.
And you notice we never put the last notch of flaps in.
I thought I did.
I didn't think you did. Maybe you did.
Right. Engine gauges are in green. Maybe I didn't.
Yeah, you don't need them. I would not use an extra set of the last notch of flaps today. I'd leave them out.
Okay. Those are the crosswind?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this time we'll leave them out. All right. Final is clear. Diving away still.
So now you have a tailwind. So you push in. Right. You called, taking the active, close traffic.
Maryland traffic, Skyhawk 64776. Take the closed traffic, runway 20, taking the active, Maryland.
Okay. Ailerons into the wind. Ailerons into the wind. Alright, good. Heels to the floor. I want brakes. Slowly easing the ailerons out. Okay, airplane is going to weather vane into the wind. You're going to climb out at 76. Now you can pick an object in the distance when you're on the ground to fly to straight out.
Sierra 74 Tango Zulu,
Yeah. Because
approach over Warrington.
you may have difficulty otherwise finding something. Now if you look over your shoulder, you can figure out, okay, how am I doing? You know, and I would say, oh, it's not too bad.
Right.
You had enough crab in there that you almost overcompensated a little bit.
Maryland traffic, Skyhawk 64776, turning left crosswind, runway 20, Maryland.
Cambridge traffic, Cessna 1240 NQ, turning left base for 34, Cambridge traffic.
Maryland traffic, Skyhawk 64776, turning left downwind, runway 20, Maryland.
So let's extend our downwind intentionally this time so we get more time on final.
Cambridge traffic, Cessna 1240 Yankee turning final for 34. Cambridge traffic.
I feel like you're getting blown away from the runway. What do you think?
Okay.
So then you got to pick something out here and say, all right, I'll point the nose 10 degrees to the left and fly towards that instead.
I'll fly towards Arlington. Amazing how far you can see.
Okay, I'll beam the numbers.
Hold. There's laps 80. So we're going to extend this a little bit.
Right, see that like junkyard looking thing? Just turn over that.
Okay.
You're probably going to need some power or you're going to get low.
Maryland traffic, Skyhawk 64776, turning left base, runway 20, Maryland.
You'll need more power. There you go. Manage it.
Go a little low. Maryland traffic, Skyhawk 64776, turning final, runway 20, Maryland.
What's your airspeed? Okay, let's see what's going on here. Let's pitch for our airspeed. Get that power coming back. Now watch the nose is veering right. So crank in some left rudder, bring the airplane out, and a little bit of bank. Okay. Up, lower the nose. More left rudder. Nose coming over. Okay. Get lined up. Plenty of left rudder on this. Good. Get rid of the power. Just like that, all the way down. Okay? And you'll flail like this too. So transition to a round out. Feet, keep us centered. So a little less rudder. Okay? A little less rudder. There you go. Okay? Let it go. It'll come down. Good. Beautiful. Okay? Good. Good. Feel that wheel hit, and then the other one pop in. That's what you want. Just ride it out. But if you're drifting left, okay, well, no, less rudder. Less rudder.
Maryland traffic, Skyhawk 64776, clear of the runway, Maryland.
So I think what I saw, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, is you were so focused because there were some extra tasks and a little less comfort with the kind of the procedure that you froze on a couple things, right? So the power settings, you were slow on getting the power out, so we're high, okay? Because you were just very fixated or very task saturated on, oh, okay, I got to, right? Which is fine. That's just, you got to get used to it, right? Then the other thing, the rudder, you were like, okay, like it was a static setting. Okay, well the rudder that's your primary directional control. So those feet are dancing.
So much more movement.
Oh yeah, yeah, exactly. This can be kind of static. Because this is, what this translates to is some amount of bank angle. Okay, these feet are, especially if the wind is doing this, it's surging.
So you said if I'm tracking to the left, less left rudder, but...
Yeah, because too much left rudder is going to cause you to go left. Okay, so you have bank angle in, too much left rudder means that you're going to overtake the bank angle to the right, and you're going to drift left. So then you use your feet to counter that.
Okay.
Okay, so basically your feet, but you want it, we were a little late getting lined up too. So that was, you know, so I kind of grabbed the ailerons on you and got you lined up a little bit faster.
Okay.
So, all right. It was good though. It was actually a very nice landing when it was all said and done. And you remember all those other steps have to happen too. Okay, so you're side slipping. Okay, you're transitioning. You're flaring. It's all, those other steps aren't any different. The only difference is you're banked and your feet are very engaged in keeping you down the center line.
Okay.
All right. Good. No, that was, there's a lot of folks that can't do that particularly well.
Seems like at least this time of year that the wind's variable enough that you probably get a fair bit of practice at doing crosswinds and regular on the same airport.
Some pilots will just choose not to fly. You know?
Avoid it.
Yeah, avoid it, exactly. You know? And if you're not comfortable, let's say, in those conditions, it's probably a good idea to, hey, call up an instructor and say, hey, it's a beautiful crosswind day, could we go fly together? You know, and help me with my crosswind landings. That's sort of that self-evaluation process of, okay, knowing kind of where you are, where your weak points are.
But it seems like listening to kind of interviews with people and reading that there's a lot of instructors who feel like every 24 months for a flight review is really not sufficient.
Depending on how much you're flying, but you know, even if you fly a lot, you could introduce a lot of bad habits as well, so you gotta kind of have to be careful.
Pretty.
Yeah, guys, he's gonna take his tailwheel airplane up. That's great. Now that's even more work. You really have to be on your rudder with a tailwheel aircraft. Otherwise, it'll ground loop on you. Looks like a Citabria.
Oh.
He's probably saying, why are these guys on this runway?
Pitch, hold, both, trim, set, engine, green. Vitals clear.
Aircraft at Maryland, November 64776. Are you going to use runway 2?
Affirmative, 1-4 uniform here.
You going to be in the pattern here, or are you departing?
Departing down to irons, going around the hold a couple of times, coming back. Probably hitting the pattern for a couple of approaches, a couple of circuits.
Okay, 776. Alright, let's go.
Maryland traffic, Skyhawk 64776. Taking off runway 20, closed pattern, Maryland. Is here. Time for one more?
Yeah, actually, yeah, we should head back.
Okay.
I got a 4 o'clock. Perfect day for this, though. Let's see how the time goes.
Wind. All coming up if you're on the floor. Okay, my cloud moved.
Oh, you can position yourself in reference to that cloud. Okay, starting to dial out that aileron. Good. A little less to the right.
Maryland traffic, Skyhawk 64776, turning left crosswind, runway 20, Maryland.
Downwind for 2.7.
don't we do this? Why don't we land runway 2? So what we'll do is midfield, we'll cross over the runway.
Maryland traffic, Husky 141, Uniform Sierra, taking runway 2 at Maryland, departing to the south.
Okay.
Maryland traffic, Cessna 64776, turning left downwind, runway 20, Maryland.
Entering downwind,
And that's guys announced looking across the field, or?
Yeah.
Parksburg track for Aero 41 Kilo Foxtrot,
Husky at Maryland 64776. We're going to cross midfield 1,000 feet. We'll join left downwind for runway 2, Maryland.
141, Uniform Sierra, roger.
I see him coming up.
Yep.
We'll be right over top of him.
Yep, straight ahead.
Gotten high anyways.
Okay. Yep, well, he's well clear. 776 is passing behind the traffic at Maryland, no factor.
Turn. The grab is
Warrington traffic, helicopter 10 Mike Quebec is just over Casanova VOR, inbound on the practice VOR, runway 15 approach, and Warrington.
Go ahead and turn to the left.
Maryland traffic, Cessna 64776, entering the left downwind, runway 2, Maryland.
It's base for 33, left pattern.
All right, and you'll come out of this turn and beam the numbers.
One Uniform Sierra has the Cessna in front of me, switching to Sunny. Yeah, Warrington traffic, Sierra 74 Tango Zulu is 8 miles north. We're on the RNAV 33 and we'll be breaking
Now
out.
your base here, you're going to get accelerated.
Warrington.
Okay, turn base.
Maryland traffic, Skyhawk 64776, turning left base, runway 2, Maryland.
So here you may need a little less power to get down a little faster.
Looking good.
Now you're going to want to turn earlier because you're going to get blown away, right?
Maryland traffic, Skyhawk 64776, turning final, runway 2, Maryland.
Right.
On the practice VOR 15 approach, Warrington.
Power. Yeah, let's carry a little more airspeed, so let's add some power. Now you notice you're weather vaning into the wind, so we can right rudder and a little bit of bank, a little more right rudder and less bank.
Traffic, Sierra 74 Tango Zulu is 5 miles north. We're on the RNAV 15 practice.
And watch your airspeed. Keep your nose down. More power.
Off and entering a left
power.
downwind
More power.
for 33 Warrington.
More power. More power. There you go. Okay. Now left, right, and left aileron.
And Warrington.
Okay, power comes out.
Coming in on the front
And
RNAV.
there you go.
We'll be out here right, and we'll be breaking our approach off
And
early. VOR approach.
Yeah, feel the feet, right.
Northeast now.
Now we need to be over here.
Be on the box, 4 Tango Zulu.
Stafford traffic, Comanche 308, Papa, turning final 33, Stafford.
Okay, my thing came unplugged. If we see ourselves drifting far left, we want to get over. So, okay, we'll take off and go home today. I think it's just a lot, and I'm giving you sort of some input, and it's just a lot, I think. No worries. It's just something that we'll just continue to have to practice, but. Yeah, let's go this way. I'll take off into the wind here.
Maryland traffic, Skyhawk 64776, clear of active, Maryland.
So in those approaches, if you're not stabilized by those points, you would normally just do a go around and try it again.
Okay.
Okay. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get you through that. That's why I'm kind of wrenching the controls a little bit on you. Let's go ahead and. I hope you don't mind. I'm just trying to.
No, do what you got to do.
Right. Do you agree that you're getting there's a level of like a little bit of frozenness that's going into sort of the, so you're not as crisp with your moves because I think it's just not comfortable, right?
Yes. I mean, I still feel like even without the crosswind, I'm still at the point where I still haven't.
There's still an anxiety, right?
Well, it's not even the anxiety so much as I'm just having a challenge, like figuring out, like, okay, how much throttle do I need to adjust, and then how do I need to change my feel on the yoke to keep speed when the throttle adjusts? And
right. Now the winds are coming dive away, right?
Oh, dive away, right. A little behind us.
Yeah, now if you get behind in these kind of conditions, you can get yourself in a bit of a bind too. So that's where the go-around becomes important. So if things don't look right, and let's say you happen to be out on a crosswind and on a cross country, and let's say the weather was supposed to be just gorgeous, and then suddenly you're coming back and you're dealing with this. What do you do? What are your options? Well, I mean, you could try to land once or twice and go around. You could go somewhere else. Invariably, a little later tonight, it'll probably be calmer winds. You might find an airport that has runways that are more aligned with the winds, and you won't be dealing with near as much crosswind. So, all right.
Up. Rich, sharp, cold. On both. Take off. Cool. Okay, and we're going to take off runway 2.
Runway 2 and depart to the north.
To the north. Yep. Close. I don't think our runway. Maryland traffic, Skyhawk 64776, taking runway 2, departing to the north, Maryland. Is clear.
Now winds right now are what?
Going to be coming from that way.
Okay, now they're this way, right? Okay.
All right. 4. Auto coming up. Steps up. Engine gauges green. Our speed's alive. 5.
Now you're getting blown far, so about 10 degrees to the left. There you go.
Hanover traffic, contact on the 055, 4 miles to the north, entering downwind for 34, Hanover.
How high should I climb? Should I just go to 1,100?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
And let's do a last call and get on with Potomac.
Traffic, Skyhawk 64776, departing to the north. Last call, Maryland.
There you go.
Potomac, Skyhawk 64776, off of 2 Whiskey 5 at 1,100.
Who's off the freeway?
No, it's
Off of Maryland, 64776.
November 64776, Roger. Transponder is observed. Proceed on course from outside of the Bravo, Washington, South Tower, 3010.
Skyhawk 64776 will stay off. Stay out of the Bravo. And to the transponder code again.
Nope, you're good.
776, squawk code, reset transponder, squawk 4672.
squawk 4672, 64776.
Okay. He had already gave you a transponder observed.
Oh, I see. Is head straight for the marina?
Yep.
Tips information Foxtrot 1956 Zulu. Wind 300 at 13, gusts 19er. Visibility 10. Sky clear below 12,000. Temperature 5, dew point -10, altimeter 3008. Remarks. Pressure altitude +132, temperature 1 Fahrenheit. ILS, runway 1 left, 1 right, visual approach, runway 1 left, 1 right approach in use. Notices to airmen.
November 776, report on Potomac site.
We have the field.
November 64776, VKX in sight.
Delta 776, remain transponder code till you land there. Change to advisory, frequency approved. Good day.
Remain on the code, change to advisory, 64776.
And you could just say switching. All right. Let's get the weather.
Mike 2 calling Graham County.
Potomac Airfield, automated advisory, wind 260 at 3, altimeter 3010, for runway, listen for traffic.
2603. Now at Andrews, it's 30013, gust 18. Okay, Andrews is not too far away. Oh, look at that.
Roger that, Mike 2 out.
So we'll land on runway 24. But, you know, it ought to be, once we get into the valley, it ought to be pretty normal.
Okay.
Okay?
So, off the marina, we aim for a little bit to that building there.
Yeah, the ball, and then ahead of the ball is the high school. Okay, so there's the ball. So you see the big hangar on Andrews in the distance? Yep. Yeah, follow that towards us. You'll see a ball, a golf ball looking thing in the trees to the... Yeah. And right before that, you'll see a brown thing. That's the high school. So aim towards that after the marina.
Okay.
Okay?
What call do you make when you're doing runway 24 to Potomac?
So you're going to say, you know, Potomac 64776, marina inbound, for right downwind 24, Potomac.
Potomac Skyhawk 64776, marina inbound for right downwind runway 24, Potomac.
Now the winds are going to want to blow us over the runway because they're coming out of the west. So a little extra distance between us and the runway wouldn't be a bad thing.
Wind now variable from 260 through 350 at 12.
Yeah, so the windsock is doing this. Okay, 1100 feet is our pattern altitude before landing checklist.
So, seatbelts tight. RP on. Here is Rich. Fuel selector on both. Landing light is still on. Directional gyro is close. We will be going right downwind for runway 24.
So, you know, aviation, every flight is different, right? I'm sure like every surgery is different, right? Even though anatomy
surgery, but
even though anatomy is the same, they're all different, right?
Exactly. What keeps it fun?
So, that's why it's not like I can prescribe, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, because we're dealing with variables, a dynamic environment. Did we call downwind?
Not yet. Should I call it at this point?
Yeah, let's call it.
Okay. Potomac Skyhawk 64776, entering right downwind, runway 24, Potomac. feel like I'm tracking right for the ball with just a little bit of a crab.
Yeah, good. Yeah, you got a number of nice things to stare at in the distance, so.
Almost to beam the numbers.
Yep.
Okay, so RP on, R back to third.
And we'll do full flaps here, so it's
Okay.
be a normal landing for the most part. Okay, don't let yourself get drifted to the
Close.
Okay, and pitching for 80. Now we're gonna look for these power lines, and we're gonna turn kind of over the power lines.
Potomac traffic, Skyhawk 64776, turning right base, runway 24, Potomac.
Right, get that second notch in. Pitching for 75, and we're looking for the runway.
And it's going to kind of disappear, right?
Okay.
Start turning now?
Yep. Because you're going to get blown.
All right. Potomac traffic, Skyhawk 64776, turning final, runway 24, Potomac. A little high or am I okay?
I'd say you're okay. You're sinking pretty good, so. And a little bit of extra speed, so about 70 on this approach. Now if the airplane wants the weather vane to the right, let it, use some left rudder. I think I feel you have some left rudder in, so that's good. Yeah. Bring in the power back now. Now you're entering the valley, so you're getting tossed around. Just get over, that's okay. A little bit of power, be ready. There you go, good. Good, just handle it. Fly to the runway, down, power back. Power back. Okay, good. And interesting about this place is the winds dramatically change when you cut over those trees. Over to the right.
Roomy.
Yeah. So, but you can't, you just have to deal with it, right? So you have two choices, either fly the airplane to the runway or go around.
So there, if you weren't doing something, that was definitely a go round.
Yeah.
Potomac traffic, Skyhawk 64776, clear to the active, Potomac.
Now, was that nerve-wracking?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Could have been.
Yeah, I think so.
So just a straight left, do I need to dive here, so I'm behind me?
So the winds are kind of this way, right? According to the windsock, so it's a dive away to the left. Right?
Dive to the right.
Yeah, I'm sorry, yes.